T20 cricket returned to Bristol and produced a dramatic game which saw Gloucestershire lose a last over thriller to Glamorgan by 2 wickets. Put into bat, Chris Dent was soon into his groove as he took on Jamie McElroy from the off. A good crowd in Bristol, hopeful of a winning home start in this season's T20 competition. But to the last ball of the second over, Dent, trying to go long again, mishit the same bowler to Colin Ingram. Dent gone for 11, the total at 18 for 1. That soon became 18 for 2 as Grant Rulofsson edged Tim van der Houten behind the South African's home blast debut, ending with 7 runs to his name over number 3, a wicket maiden. Worse followed with Miles Hammond given out leg before to McElroy, gone for a golden, the home side on 18 for 3. Skipper Jack Taylor would not have expected to be batting so early, not that the situation seemed to bother him as he swished van der Houten over the rope as he and Ollie Price still looked to push on. The power play saw Gloucestershire reach 46 for 3 and after 3 more runs had been added, Taylor skied Dan Douthwaite to Sam Northeast, the captain out for 16. Price in just his third T20 game was showing maturity beyond his years and well supported by Ben Charlesworth making his blast debut, the total moved on to 75 for 4 after 10 overs. The 2 Oxford-born youngsters were doing an excellent job. Charlesworth, who got the nod ahead of James Bracey, taking on the short boundary for his maiden maximum in this format. Another boundary in the 13th over saw these 2 post a half-century stand and secure the 100 for their team. They now had laid the foundations for a strong finish. Alas, Price then fell for 37 as McElroy returned to have him held by Kieran Carlson, the 5th wicket partnership ending on 52. 5 overs left and Gloucestershire had 111 runs on the board. Charlesworth now the key as he moved on to 36 with his eye well set on a surface which had not always offered the batsmen just what they desired. The 17th over was a good one for the Gloucesters, Graham Van Buren clearing the rope to help take 16 runs from it, the hosts getting to 134 for 5 with 3 overs to go. Charlesworth deserved his 50, which arrived courtesy of his 6th 4, added to his 1-6. He'd needed 37 balls to reach his landmark and can be very proud of his efforts. He was finally dismissed for 56, a high full toss, too high for the shot, the top edge in the end falling into the hands of bowler Douthwaite. Zafar Goa came in and went in a flash, caught in the deep for a duck. And it was 3 wickets in the over for Douthwaite when Matt Taylor was well taken at mid-off next ball. The bowler with figures of 4 for 23, Gloucestershire left on 149 for 8 with an over to go. And they finished on 161 for 9, a total they would have been happy with given their start. Van Buren taking them to that total with a couple of 4s in the final over. He ended unbeaten on 32, David Payne run out off the final ball, but at least Jack Taylor and his charges had something to defend. Early wickets would now help their cause and Ed Byram, having been dropped in the first over, obliged by picking out Van Buren in the deep off Matt Taylor, 13 for 1. And it was 17 for 2 in the third over, Northeast skying Payne to Matt Taylor. It was just the start Gloucestershire would have been hoping for. Perhaps, given his success with the bat, Charlesworth was handed the ball for the 5th over, but it was a gamble which didn't pay off as Carlson and Ingram took 22 runs from it, the Welshman reaching 47 for 2 after 5 overs. Price had only previously delivered 2 overs in this format, but he too was used in the power play, 14 runs coming off his over, Glamorgan at 61 for 2 after 6. Not even the experience of Tom Smith, now in his 17th blast campaign, could stem the flow of runs, Carlson making the most of the short boundary. 49 runs had come from 3 overs and that had put the visitors, now coached by Gloucestershire legend Mark Lane, in a comfortable box seat. Not that even he played shots like this one from Carlson. It took a stunning catch from Zafar to bring his side back into the contest. Carlson, the unlucky man, departing for 35, his team on 86 for 3 midway through the 9th over. It was 96 for 3 at the halfway stage. Glamorgan, 21 runs to the good, and they didn't look back as Ingram and Chris Cook soon, we thought, had put the result beyond doubt. But the home support were then treated to something special. This acrobatic return catch by Price removing Cook for 25. Glamorgan on 121 for 4, needing 41 more and a runner ball. It was Price's maiden wicket in this format, and one which will stick in the memory for a very long time. There was more to cheer about when Payne ripped out Ben Kellaway's middle stump. The experienced left-armer showed his worth with the exceptional figures of 3 for 17 on his return to the county. Then it was Charlesworth's turn to grab a stunner to get the big wicket of Ingram for 47. With 27 balls remaining, Glamorgan now needed 33 to win, but with only 4 wickets in hand, having just lost 3 in a rush. Jack turned to brother Matt, who delivered by having Douthwaite caught in the deep. Dent was the man this time who produced some magic. For what appeared to be a certain loss had suddenly and somehow become a match which Gloucestershire were favourites. 2 overs to go and they had 15 runs to defend. Zafar was denied a leg before decision before bowling Prem Sisodia from 121 for 3. Glamorgan were now on 149 for 8. Roy Smith then turned the match again by making the most of an extra delivery from Zafar, which was smashed into the distance, meaning 6 were wanted by Glamorgan off the last 6 balls. Alas, they needed only one of them, Van der Houten going after Tom Smith to finally decide this contest. Gloucestershire were behind the 8 ball, then alongside it, before putting their visitors in a snooker, only for Van der Houten to get out of it and find the winning pot. Gloucestershire, though, can take heart from this performance, especially with the efforts of Charlesworth and Price and the catching. But they lost this match by 2 wickets with 5 balls remaining. They now head east to play Middlesex and Essex at the start of next week.